some of the best things to do at Disney World. Now, many people mistakenly think that at Disney World there's nothing to do if you don't pay the exorbitant price for one of their theme park tickets, but that couldn't be further from the truth. There is days worth of free stuff to do here, whether you're just visiting Orlando and you want to see what Disney World is all about without buying a ticket, or you're at Disney World and maybe you just didn't buy a theme park ticket for your arrival day or your departure day and you want to know what to do on those days, this video's for you. Now, definitely one of Disney World's main free things to do is visit Disney Springs. This is the shopping mall at Disney World, but it's not just any shopping mall, it's really a magical Disney shopping mall. There's no admission or theme park ticket required to come in here, and parking is also free. Although do note you do have to go through a security checkpoint to actually get into this mall. There are hundreds of shops and restaurants in here. There is one of the world's biggest Disney stores called the World of Disney. There's a really big Lego store where you can take some selfies with the cool Lego statues on the outside. And if you've got kiddos, they've even got Lego blocks that they can play with absolutely free. They don't have to buy anything. They're not expected to buy anything if they want to play with those Lego blocks. At nighttime, you will find lots of free entertainment in the form of performers and bands. They've got a big stage that's out in front of the World of Disney. You will also find a volcano that erupts on the hour. The one in Las Vegas at the Mirage no longer is there, but you can still see a man-made volcano erupt here at the Rainforest Cafe. Oh, and if you enjoy chocolate, definitely don't miss out on the Ghirardelli chocolate and ice cream shop. You'll often get a free sample of chocolate just for going in the store. Now, another one of the best things to do that people often don't realize that you can is to go resort hopping. Now, many people look at these really fancy, expensive hotels like the Animal Kingdom Lodge and think that only guests can go there, or even only guests can park there. Why? Well, because they have security guards out front and makes it look like that only guests can come in. But it turns out that if you want to come and shop and dine at any of the resort properties, you are absolutely welcome to do that and to walk around and admire it. Now, some of the properties, if you're trying to park, they may limit to guests of the hotel only when they're busy, particularly the ones that are around the Magic Kingdom, that you can take the monorail and get like into the Magic Kingdom. But like here at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, I just went in and I said, hey, I would like to check out the restaurants and shops, and she just waved me through right into the parking lot. Now, that's not always going to be 100% guarantee, because if it is full, then they might say, well, we don't have any parking spots. In that case, you can take the bus transportation around from any of the theme parks. They'll go to any of the hotels. You can ride those buses without having a ticket or without being an actual staying member of the hotel. You can get around the monorails to the ones around the Magic Kingdom. You can ride the Skyliner to the ones that are over by Epcot and Hollywood Studios. But also, we're going to talk about riding the transportation, just a free thing to do itself, because that's pretty cool. So I'll get back to that later. But I want to tell you about some of the best resorts that you could visit and some of the things you could see. Starting with Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge. This resort themed like an African safari hotel, and it's got actual animals that you can come and see here. There's like giraffes and zebras and elk. It's really neat. I mean, certainly if you were a guest staying here, you'd actually see those things from your room off the balcony, but they've got a whole animal viewing area just on the back side of the lobby. You don't need a key card to get in. Anybody can just walk in here. Also, lots of great shops and restaurants. The shops to most of the like deluxe resorts, the high-end ones, have often really unique items that you'll only find in that particular hotel. For here at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, they had a lot of carved wood, like African typed objects, and in the lobby they actually had somebody like carving statues and things right there. So that's pretty neat. Last note, if you are planning to dine at one of the hotels that you're not staying at, if you do make a dining reservation, that's kind of another one of those like get through and absolutely park. Even if it's busy, if you have a dining reservation, the security can look you up and say like, oh yep, you're absolutely eating here, so come on in. Even at the busy ones like the Grand Floridian. Oh, one quick caveat to resort hopping. If you are planning to take the bus transportation to hop between resorts, the buses don't go between resorts. They only go from the resorts to the theme parks and then from the theme parks to the resorts. So the ones you'll want to hop around if you're using the public transportation tend to be the ones that are on the monorail line, or the ones that are on the Skyliner, or the ones that you can walk through to. From the Animal Kingdom, you can't get to much of anywhere from here other than the parks themselves, which is why sometimes it might be useful if you have a car to go and park like at a hotel like this. It's definitely also worthwhile to visit the 3 major resorts in the Magic Kingdom area around the Seven Seas Lagoon. I'm here in front of the Polynesian Resort. There's also the Grand Floridian and the Contemporary. And I think they're best to visit in this order because the monorail connects them in this order. Although this one, the Polynesian, if you're parking at the Ticketing and Transportation Center for the Magic Kingdom, it's kind of a short 10-minute walk from there to get over here. So that's a nice way to start your journey, and then you can pick up the monorail and continue on your way. But inside the Polynesian Resort, it is like the Tiki Room had a hotel. The Tiki Room birthed a hotel. You get this resort. It's very colorful, lots of flowers. If you're a guest staying here, they'll give you a lei when you check in. There's some neat overwater bungalows that are cool to check out as well. If you would like a drink, there is a little like tiki inspired bar. It's got a small inside and then a bigger outside patio. Similar drinks that you can get in both places, just a little different theme. Oh, and I even love how the gift shop here, it's not called a gift shop or a boutique, it's a boutique, as it should be. The Polynesian Resort also has a really epic pool kind of water park complex. They've got this whole little water play structure that looks like it's so much fun for the kiddos. Now, definitely a resort you can't miss, and if you can only visit one resort, make it this one, the Grand Floridian Resort. This one is the grandest, most iconic hotel at Disney World. It's themed on the wooden coastal hotels in the USA, a grand old lobby with a piano on it, amazing grounds, lots of flowers, lots of fountains, popular spot to get married here at the Grand Floridian. They've got like afternoon tea, lots of regal dining options. This is also one of the more expensive properties to stay at, as you can imagine. And if your travels happen to bring you to San Diego, you could check out the hotel that this one is based on, the Hotel del Coronado in San Diego, the original, which turns out is actually cheaper to stay at than the fake here at Disney World. Though this one's still pretty cool in a Disney kind of way. And finally, while you're over here in the Magic Kingdom area, check out the Cosmopolitan Resort. This one is a classic A-frame building where the monorail actually stops right inside of it. That's pretty cool, and really kind of reminds me of a time when Disney was thinking about like, what's the future gonna look like? Turns out the future didn't actually look like this building all that much, but still a neat resort in that way. Did I just call that hotel the Cosmopolitan? My brain is clearly still in Las Vegas. Contemporary Resort. Contemporary Resort. So if you were going to leave me a comment to let me know I was wrong, I already know I was wrong. Thank you. But you might have told me that before already, because I think I called it the Cosmopolitan earlier in this video too. Shame on me. Another cool resort to visit for a stroll is Disney's Boardwalk. This one is in the Epcot Resorts area. To get here, you can either walk out of the back entrance of Epcot, or if you're at one of the hotels that has a Skyliner, you can ride the Skyliner here to Epcot and just walk about 5 minutes from the stop, and it'll bring you here. The best time to visit Disney's Boardwalk is at nighttime because this place is themed to look like Coney Island in the 1940s. It is very beautiful, lit up. There's lots of often street entertainment here, street performers, jugglers, fire eaters, that sort of thing. It's also neat just to kind of like browse in the shops and soak in the ambiance. You'll find a lot of cheap eats here as well. There's a pretty good pizza place and a corn dog place, and I know this one's gonna cost you a little bit of money, but it's kind of unique if you wanna rent a Surrey. They have Surrey rentals here per the half hour. If you do rent a Surrey, that might be a daytime activity. Now, some of the best times of year to hop around the resorts are definitely during the holidays. Think Halloween and Christmas time, because they deck up the resorts in all sorts of popular holiday decorations. Here, during Halloween time at the Polynesian Resort, they had a whole setup of pumpkins that the staff there carved/decorated. I mean, those are really impressive pumpkins. Now, if you do happen to be staying in one of the Disney resorts, well, a great free thing to do is partake of the wonderful pools. Now, not all the Disney resorts have wonderful pools, but some of them have some really amazing pools, particularly here at the Beach and Yacht Club. They have this thing called Stormbreaker Bay. It is basically a 3-acre water park as the pool. If I was staying here, like if you were staying here, you should totally plan like a day without a park ticket just to enjoy the water park if you've got kids, because if you have theme park tickets and you're not using them and you're just at the water park, you feel like you're wasting money. But instead, if you plan the day just to sit around and enjoy the pool, that's not a waste of money. Now, at front of many resorts too, they also have sandy beaches. You do not have to be a resort guest to go to the sandy beaches. There's one in front of this particular hotel, the Beach and Yacht Club. There's also another one in front of the Swan Hotel, and you'll find quite a few across the resort. You do not have to be a hotel guest to hang out on the sandy beaches, to build a sandcastle on the sandy beaches, or to even like enjoy the amenities. Like out here they have like a fire pit with s'mores and things like that. You need to pay a few bucks if you want the s'mores kit, but you can partake of all the beach enjoyment as you wish. Do beware of the alligators and snakes that hang out around the water. Don't go in the water, just keep yourself on the sand. Oh, and the other thing you can't do unless you actually have a key card to the resort that you're staying at, you can't go into the fitness center and you can't use the swimming pool. But other than that, pretty much everything is yours. Well, you can't go into other people's rooms. That'd be really weird and creepy. Another one of the best free things to do at Disney World is to ride the amazing free transport around the world. And one of the most iconic ways to do it, and the first one I want to share with you, is to ride the monorail. Many people really consider the monorail a ride in and of itself, and it's absolutely free to go on. You don't need a park ticket, and you don't need to be staying at the hotels. The hub of the monorail lines is here at the Ticketing and Transportation Center. This is at the Magic Kingdom parking lot. From here, you can board one of 3 different monorails. They'll take you to a few different destinations. The main one from here takes you direct to the Magic Kingdom. There's another one that'll take you on those same sets of tracks, but it also stops at the resort hotels that are along that Seven Seas Lagoon. And then the third one is the monorail from the Magic Kingdom to Epcot. If you're looking to park and do this, best places to park would absolutely be in the Magic Kingdom parking lot, because then you can just take the tram and get right here. By the way, that parking lot is the world's 4th largest parking lot. It's absolutely huge. Although if you're not staying at the resorts, you haven't paid already, you might have to pay to park in that lot. Your other option is to park over at Epcot, because then you can take this line, or if you can get in and they're not too busy, you could park at some of the resorts that are along the Seven Seas Lagoon to hop on that other line. Oh, and it is worthwhile to note that to ride the monorail, you do have to go through a security check, similar security check as if you were going into the theme park, so anything that's not allowed in the theme parks won't be allowed on the monorail either. Now, my favorite way to get around is to ride the Disney Skyliner, because it's really the coolest and most iconic. And how often do you get to ride like a gondola car absolutely for free? You can pick this up at one of the 2 terminal stations, either at Epcot or Hollywood Studios, and it also makes a few stops at some different resorts along the way, including the Art of Animation Pop Century Resort, the Caribbean Beach Resort, Riviera Resort, where you can get off at any of those stops and explore the hotels. Each stop is also nicely themed based on the resort. I spent a whole day once at Disney World just going on the Skyliner and exploring the associated hotels. Now, another great form of transport throughout the park that's also quite scenic and also free are the boat rides. Probably the most famous spot for boat rides is definitely around the Magic Kingdom at the Seven Seas Lagoon, because actually boat transport is one of the ways to get from the main parking area at the Magic Kingdom to the park. So you can take, it's kind of like a big ferry that takes you over there, but there's also little watercraft that'll take you from the Magic Kingdom to the different hotels. I also like the boat transport around Crescent Bay right here. This is at the Epcot Resorts area, and the boats here you can pick up in front of the Yacht Club Resort. You can pick it up in front of the Boardwalk. You can pick it up in front of the Dolphin Swan Hotel, and it'll take you to Epcot or Hollywood Studios, or you can just get on it and basically ride it around. And I think it's absolutely just worth a ride, even if the destination isn't the goal, it's actually the journey. Oh, and you can also take one of those free boat rides I talked about earlier to get yourself here. The one that goes around the Epcot Resorts area has a stop right in front of the boardwalk at the Promenade Pier. Oh, the other way to get between the resorts if you don't have a car is to take the Minnie Mobile. So Disney has kind of like its own rideshare service with these cars that look like Minnies. You can get them through the Lyft app, and those can take you between properties, although that breaks my rule of things being free, but if you're willing to spend a little bit of change, you can use that in a pinch. Another cool thing to do is to take a walk, and many of the resort areas have really cool walking paths to take you between the different hotels in the area. One of my favorites is the walking path around Crescent Bay. This is the one just behind Epcot that I told you earlier you could take the boat around. Well, if you're more into walking or running, there's a neat 0.8-mile loop that'll take you around the bay. Pretty much every hotel is going to have a good running trail, walking trail. Many of them have signs, just like here at the Polynesian Resort, but if you don't find the sign, just ask at the hotel lobby. They might have a paper map for you. A long-standing Disney tradition that you can partake in while you're at Disney World is pin trading, and yes, you do have to have bought a pin or invested in some pins to trade them for free, but the way this works is that anytime you see one of these Mickey-shaped pin boards that has some pins on it, well, the Disney employees will happily trade you one of your Disney pins for one of their Disney pins. So the trade is free, although it is the price of having a pin. You will find these pin trading locations at many of the hotel front desk areas and often in the gift shops too. Which is kind of funny because the gift shops are also where they sell the pins. But if you see a Mickey board, then they'll be willing to trade as well. Another thing you don't need a park ticket for is to enjoy the evening fireworks. I mean, sure, the fireworks are definitely better and more amazing from inside of the parks because that's where they're designed to be watched from, but the fireworks at Epcot and at the Magic Kingdom you can see from outside the park. If you want to watch the fireworks at Epcot from outside of the park, I think the best place is on the bridge between the Yacht Club and the Boardwalk. You get like a direct shot over Crescent Bay to see the fireworks. Pretty awesome. The fireworks show runs about 15 minutes from beginning to end, and yes, only every once in a while they're fireworks and then they're lights and things like that, but that's the spot to watch it from. They're usually at 9 o'clock at night, but do check the schedules because they change depending upon special events and things like that. If you want to check out the fireworks at the Magic Kingdom, then anywhere of the hotels that are along the monorail line that you can look out on the water in front of the Magic Kingdom are great places to see that fireworks show as well. And now you might also think that you might only be able to see the classic Disney parades inside the park. There's another parade that you can see for free, and it is the Disney Electric Water Parade. You'll find this one around the Magic Kingdom area. It generally goes about 9 o'clock at night, weather permitting, to all of the resorts that are around the Magic Kingdom. The pageant takes an hour to slowly move around the lake, so you can see it between 9 and 10. Another free thing to do if you're staying at the Disney resorts is to use the fitness center. While yes, there are some hotels in the world that charge you to use the fitness center or the gym, not the Disney resorts. Also, the fitness centers typically open 24 hours, so you can get that workout in at midnight after the parks or 4 a.m. before your flight out the next day. Take a tour of a Disney Vacation Club property. Yes, these are technically timeshares, and I'm usually down on timeshares, but hey, it's Disney, and you'll get to tour a cool hotel or villa, and they often have some cool freebies to go along if you take the tour. And the final free thing to do at Walt Disney World is to watch more Yellow Productions videos. If your travels are bringing you here and you want to see more of Disney Springs, check out that video right here. If you want to see more of just how to plan your travels when you come to Disney World, then you might enjoy this video right here. If you're going to more of Orlando, you might enjoy my Orlando travel guide right here. And if you want to know what the hotel that I enjoy staying at Disney World is, it's the Beach and Yacht Club. You can check that review out right here. All right, fellow explorers, as usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in one of those videos.